Hey subscribers, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while, but I did move to a completely different state. And started college, so that's my defense. I hope you accept that. Basically today I want to talk about change. I want to talk about how can we get comfortable with change. Life is always changing. There's really not much we can do to stop it. The best we can do is get comfortable with it. So let's talk about, why does change happen? Well, change happens because you got dirty after playing outside in the mud and you needed to take a shower and change your clothes. Change happens because honey wouldn't exist if it wasn't for bees pollinating the flower. Change happens because your son pooped in his diaper. Change happens because your plant needs more water today. Change happens all the time. Change happens all the time.
Change happens all the time.
Because it's necessary for growth. The nature of life is to grow. And to grow, you have to change. Now, that is way easier said than done, and change is not always easy because, believe me, this girl has experienced a lot of changes in the past couple months. For instance, like changing my residence of state completely. That was kind of a hard one. And yeah, it's very exciting. Like, most people are like, oh my god, wouldn't you love to move to another state? And I do. And I love where I live now. I love my room. I love my college and my friends. But it's not easy. Sometimes it's not fun to deal with different. And when you're on this spiritual journey, you're constantly shedding the skin of who you think you are over and over and over again. People who are on this journey know what I'm talking about. And if you are just beginning the journey, then you will understand pretty soon how quickly you have to just forget who you think you are and just be who you are at the moment. That's really hard to do. It's really hard. We'll talk about a few ways of how to get comfortable with it. For one, always understanding the world is constantly going to change, and you can either change with it and evolve, or you can get left behind. Now, I know that that's a kind of harsh way to put it, but it's very true. The world will move on without you, and nobody likes to get left behind, so let's just keep rolling with it. Number two, understand that it's okay to change your mind. You went to the grocery store and you thought that your favorite bottle of Naked Juice was $4.99, but then you went to the store and you saw the price tag and it said $2.99. It's okay to be like, oh, never mind. Naked Juice is actually $2.99. Now, that's a very obvious example, but it's the same thing as if you're like, oh, okay, well, for instance, I don't agree with people reading tarot cards. I think it's weird. I think it's crazy. I think you're all witches and you need to be burned at the stake. Not really. That's a joke. YouTube. But if you thought that at first, and then you met someone who you were very fond of, and they kind of showed you what tarot cards were about, and you realized are actually kind of cool, if you realize that it's really not that bad of a thing, it's okay to be like, hey, y'all, I learned some new information and I changed my mind. You can do that. You can do that. You can do that. You can say, hey, I think I'm gay. And then later, if you meet the man of your dreams and you realize that maybe you do like men, it's okay to change your mind and be like, you know what? I've got some new information here. And I realized that maybe I didn't know all I thought. That's okay. It's okay to learn. And I think that's a big problem with society is they make it shameful to learn. And they make it shameful if you haven't learned. If you haven't learned, you're like the best person. You know why? Because you're a clean slate to learn all things new, everything new. Why do you think people regret growing up and not like engaging in their childhood? Because learning is fun. Like learning is a lot of fun, even may not be fun. In the grand scheme of things, life is fun. Life is what you make it, and I make it fun, and I make it fun. So it's fun for me. And it can be fun for you too. Number 3, if you take yourself too seriously, then when you do have to change your mind, you're freaking the hell out, okay? You're freaking out. You're like, oh my God, my whole person is changing right now. Don't take yourself too seriously. Don't. Just don't. It's not a good idea. I'm telling you, you're going to get your feelings hurt by you. Yeah, I care about my spirituality. It's really important to me. And if somebody like badmouths it, okay, you know, it can be annoying sometimes, but like realistically, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. And all of your opinions are valid because you're all people just like me. So, number 4, start with small changes. Okay? For instance, if you always go one way to work, start going a different way every Tuesday, once a week. That's it. I'm telling you, you'll start to see how easier it becomes for you. And then when someone's like, oh, I know I promised I would do this, but I can't do it anymore, you don't lose your entire mind. You're like, okay, I'll find someone else. Because you know that things are constantly changing. So, number 5, knowing that everything happens for a reason, and when something is taken out of your life, it usually is for the better. Now, I don't want to say always because I know that some people might get upset about that, but 9 times out of 10, when something's taken out of your life, it's a blessing in disguise. I mean, how many times has that happened to us? So be open to them, you know, be open to the change, because you never know what is hiding around that corner for you. Please comment below and let me know how it worked for you. So thank you guys for watching. I will try to be a lot more consistent with my videos. I'm actually really excited. I just got my tripod in, I have my lighting, and everything is great, and I'm really excited. So yes, you will be seeing a lot more of this fro, okay? Thank you guys for watching, and have a wonderful weekend that's almost over. Bye.